Hi students, welcome to today's lecture. In the previous lecture, we were discussing about graphical representation of motion. Are you remembering which all graphs we have studied? Yes, distance time graph, velocity time graph and acceleration time graph. And we have seen how can we draw the shapes of the graph in different cases. Yes or no? Yes. Today we are coming to the most important part of this lesson, and it is very important for your physics studies in standard level. It is the basic. So, this is equations of motion. You might have heard somewhere about kinematic equations in physics. Have you ever heard about it? Yes, someone might have heard. So, today we are going to study about this kinematic equations. There are three equations of motion. We are going to see which are these three equations of motion and how we have to derive these equations of motion. Are you ready? Yes. So, we have three equations of motion. First one is V is equal to U plus AT. Second equation is S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. Third equation is V squared minus U squared is equal to 2AS. Now, what are these three equations? When a body is moving with uniform acceleration, the relationship between U, what is U? Initial velocity of the body. Then final velocity, that is V, distance travelled, S, time taken, T, and the acceleration of the body. So, all these, what is the relation between these quantities? That is what these equations of motion explains to us. Now, there is a question, whether we have to use equations of motion for all the types of motion? Yes or no? No. Then, for which type of motion these equations of motion are applicable? That is, for a uniformly accelerated motion. Are you remembering what is a uniformly accelerated motion? Yes, in a uniformly accelerated motion, the change in velocity is constant every time. Otherwise, the velocity of the body gradually increases. Then we say that the body is uniformly accelerated. All of you know different examples, but the best and the common example I will show you with this ball. You know how to do this with the ball. Yes or no? You can throw it up, it comes down. Yes? When the ball is moving up, what type of motion? It is uniformly decelerated motion. And when it comes down, it is uniformly accelerated motion. Now, you just listen. See, I have kept the ball in my hand. What is the velocity of this ball? It is in my hand. So, what is the velocity of this ball? Initial velocity of the ball is 0. Now, I am slowly throwing it down. Yes. So, what happens? Its velocity slowly increases. And I can understand it is getting good velocity or speed when it touches my hand. So, the question is, how can we calculate the final velocity of this ball when it touches my hand? For that, we have to apply equations of motion. Understood? So, we are going to see equations of motion one by one, and we are going to see how we are able to derive these equations. In order to derive these equations, first of all, what we have to do? We have to consider the uniformly accelerated motion of a body. Okay, clear? Then, I have to draw the velocity time graph of this uniformly accelerated body. From the velocity time graph, I have to find out what is its final velocity. That is what first equation gives. Now, in order to draw velocity time graph, already you know velocity is taken along the y-axis, time is taken along the x-axis. Now, see here, the body is already having some initial velocity. So, what is the initial velocity? A. And what is its final velocity? D. Then, we have to, for deriving it, we have to draw the graph. First, what we have to do? X and y axis. Along y axis, what is taken? Velocity. Along x axis, what is taken? Time. Is it clear how to draw the graph? Next, I said our body is having an initial velocity in the beginning itself. That is, when we are observing the ball, on the way we are observing it first. So, when time is equal to 0, that time body is having some velocity. I mark this point as A. Then, when it touches my hand, its velocity is increasing, touches my hand, that is final velocity of the body. So, what is this point? This point is D. D represents final velocity. Now, what should I do? I draw here a line which touches the y-axis. So, this point is B. And then draw here. This point I take it. This is B and this point I take. This point I take. E. Now, join these 2 points. What we are getting? This point is C. So, you understood how to draw the graph, velocity time graph for the uniformly accelerated motion. Now, how we will derive it? Look at the graph. What is OA represents? OA is our initial velocity. So, how much is our initial velocity? We are representing it by U. Now, from the graph you see OA is the same as BC. Yes or no? So, what should I write? BC equal to BC equal to OA is equal to U. Now, what is OE? OE is the same as DB. So, OE is equal to DB is equal to, what is it? V. Next, OB is equal to AC is equal to T, that is time taken. Now, what we have to find out here? Final velocity. For finding out final velocity, that is OE, graphically, what we will do? We will find the acceleration of this graph. You have already studied the slope of velocity time graph gives us acceleration. So, let us represent our acceleration by A is equal to slope. From the graph, what is slope? From this graph, what is slope? Slope is equal to DC upon AC. height of the right angled triangle upon base of the right angled triangle. So, slope is equal to DC upon AC. Is it clear? Now, from the graph, how much is DC? Can you say? DC is equal to DB minus BC. Now, what is AC? AC is the same as OB. We are going to substitute each value from here. So, slope A is equal to slope is equal to DC upon AC. DC equal to DB minus BC. How much is DB? V. Minus, how much is BC? BC is the same as OA is equal to U. Upon, then AC. How much is AC? AC is T. So, we got the equation A is equal to V minus U upon T. Now, it is very simple. We have to rearrange it. Just to do a cross multiplication. A into T. Understood? Just to do cross multiplication like this. A into T. So, AT is equal to V minus U. Now, rearrange it. V is equal to U plus AT. So, what did we get? This is the first equation of motion. V is equal to U plus AT. Did you understand how to do it? First of all, draw the velocity time graph of the uniformly accelerated body. So, AD represents the graph. Now, from the graph, we are writing down BC, this is BC, same as OA, equal to initial velocity U. Then OE is equal to DB equal to V. Again, OB is equal to AC equal to T. This much we are getting from graph. Next, already we have studied slope of the velocity time graph gives us acceleration. So, acceleration is equal to slope. Here the slope is DC upon AC, height of the right angled triangle divided by base of the right angled triangle. Then DC this much, this is equal to how much? DB minus BC. Now we are going to substitute each value from this representing DC, DB, etc. We are replacing it by U, V, T, etc. Is it clear? So, what we are getting? A is equal to V minus U upon T. Then we are cross multiplying. We are getting AT is equal to V minus T. Now, we rearrange that because the equation is having a form. First equation is of the form V is equal to U plus AT. So, V is equal to U plus AT. Is it clear? Now, you can write down from this the full derivation. Graph is already I had shown how to draw the graph. This is the full derivation with explanation is given here. All of you can write down this in your book, that is your first derivation. Now, second equation. What is our second equation? S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So, for this again we are going to take velocity time graph. In this velocity time graph, what we will do? We have to find out distance traveled by the body. How will we find out distance traveled by the body? Are you remembering what we have done in order to find out the distance traveled by the body? Remembering anyone? Yes. The distance traveled by the body is given by area under the graph. Now look at the board. Which is my graph? AD.